tough one for us tonight. I think we kind of came into this, I wouldn't say hoping or expecting, but, I think they're a team that has a little more firepower than they had before. And we knew that coming in. I thought they were very efficient. I thought they had a great game plan. I think we kind of knew it and expected what it was going to be from the defensive side of it, trying to protect the post. I didn't think we battled enough to try to make them pay, as far as looking inside and trying to find a few more openings inside. Tough first quarter. We've kind of found a way to get some points on the board there in the second quarter. And then just, kind of went flat again in that third quarter. I think we had 8 turnovers, if I'm not mistaken. Go 2 for 11 from the floor. Unfortunately, we got to live in the basket right now. We've got to find ways to score. I don't think we were perfect defensively by any stretch, but that was a pretty strong team. And for 3 quarters, they had low 40s. I think that's about as good as you can ask for defensively. We just got to find ways and got to find players that are willing to shoot and willing to put the ball on the floor. We've got a lot of firepower, I think, on our side too. We're just not clicking right now, and that's our job to figure that out. Yeah, I think we tried to open the third quarter there with a different look and try to spread our players out a little bit. I think that opened up a couple of threes on that backside, the way that they were fronting there. Unfortunately, we just didn't make them. And you can talk about, and I thought in the first half, unfortunately, the way that they were playing us inside, you're talking about the switches. And to be honest with you, I thought we got some good switches to have the matchups that we wanted. And I thought in a lot of ways that was going to work to our favor. We just still weren't able to find ways to get into the basket. And I thought we had some high-low looks that we were maybe unwilling to throw that I think maybe would have loosened up a few things. But, I think you can do that, or you can make them pay on the backside of that and make some shots. And I thought we were a little tentative on a couple of them, but I thought we were a little too loosey-goosey taking some quick ones otherwise. And, I think we said at one point during the timeout in the second quarter that we were 5 of 7 from 2, and we were 1 of 14, 1 of 15 from 3. And, we talked a lot about making sure that they had to move and change up their defense and kind of get them on skates and didn't know exactly where those twos and easy baskets would present themselves, but they would happen. And unfortunately, there's some low-hanging fruit out there where they left us open shooting with some good shooters. And, sometimes that can go the other way. If we making a couple of those, it gets contagious, and maybe this game goes differently. But, we got to find ways to win games, and we're not making shots. Yeah, and I thought a little bit, when she was able to put the ball on the floor, they were able to kind of crowd us, and they probably had some open kickouts right there that we weren't able to make. I thought that put the other kids in some pretty good closeout situations, and we kind of allowed them to guard us 3, 4, 5 feet away from us, and so we were a little bit tentative as far as putting the ball on the floor. We made some poor decisions, and the way to combat that is to make some shots that changes how they're able to close out and how they're able to defend you. We weren't able to kind of loosen up their defense, either with movement or with knocking down buckets.
It's pretty frustrating, but we have to shake that off and look forward to the next play. Try to get stops on defense and execute our offense on now.
Yeah, and that part is disappointing, right? Because we talk about if they're going to front and they're going to do some things, then we should have pretty good rebounding position. And it's pretty tough as a coach to sit there and play the way that they were playing and kind of overloading us and trying to take away the post and us still not able to get to the boards. I think the last thing we said before coming out of the locker room, aside from playing with passion and energy, was, I think the 2 questions we had on the board is how many offensive rebounds are we going to get and how many assists are we going to get? I think that was going to tell us, I said this was going to tell us a lot about this game today, is how active we are in getting those O boards and being in those good situations, and how good we were at popping the ball around and finding easy baskets. And the assists, we haven't been over 10 assists for 3 games right now, so some of that is missing baskets. We obviously, if you're not making shots, it doesn't count as an assist, but I just don't think the ball movement's been very strong. And, to be honest with you, and I'll take 101% of the responsibility for that, 101% of the responsibility that we're not clicking right now. We're not clicking offensively. We're not making shots. And, that at some point here means we got to take a look at some things and find ways to score. When you miss 40-some shots or whatever it is, and especially you miss 25 threes, there should be long rebounds. So if we're not getting the ones at the basket, we're not getting the long ones. Probably have to take a look at some film and take a look at some stuff out there. But we just have to find ways that we can be able to score. They're shooters. Ruff got going a little bit, but I thought we took away, a couple brain lapses there. But I thought we took away 3. We took away 24 from the arc early. But we kind of gave 3 some some easy penetration. You know, we wanted to take away the catch and shoot there, and I thought we did a good job of that. But once you take away the catch and shoot, you got to be prepared for her to put the ball on the floor. And I think we were taking away the catch and shoot, and we were still guarding her as if she was going to put the shot up. And so that's, you know, that's on us. That's how we're explaining that to our players. You know, we'll take responsibility for that. Like we said earlier, you know, we got to find ways to score. We got to find ways to make shots, or we got to find ways to limit them. And, you know, which I thought we did for 3 quarters. I thought we kind of did that. You know, we had some bad stretches in the first quarter and gave them some easy looks. But I thought in that third quarter, it was, all right, hey, we've won ugly before. We're going to have to do that tonight. And they hit some open threes, you know, but I thought we kind of left them open. You know, we didn't get through screens a couple times, and that's when their open players or good shooters were able to get shots. Yeah, and I think the other part of that too, we probably had a couple tough turnovers right before that. You know, I think we were in a spot that, you know, you're up 2 and able to kind of hold it for the last shot, and lo and behold, we did score. But obviously, I thought we kind of gave one away right there, and that gave them some momentum too. But again, you know, I thought we were in okay shape. We really didn't play our game. I don't think we executed our offense, but I don't think we executed a game plan like we did and like we wanted to. And to be up 2 at that point, you feel like you maybe dodged a bullet. We just weren't able to put the ball in the basket that second half.
Yeah, definitely learning from this experience. Just trying to find something that clicks on coming together as a team, making sure that we're communicating both on offense and defense. I feel like we kind of lack communication sometimes, and that causes our mental lapses on both offense and defense. So finding that rhythm as a team and focusing on the next game.